from Woj. Earlier, we were talking about Zion Williamson, the #1 draft pick, to the Pelicans. Well, we have an update on his knee from Woj. It says a severe injury has been ruled out for Zion Williamson's right knee. It's great news. But he is expected to miss a period of weeks to start the regular season, league sources tell ESPN. The Pelicans are clearly treating the injury with an abundance of caution, but there's no shortage of confidence on his full recovery. Stephen A. Smith, what's your immediate reaction?
My immediate reaction is a blow to the NBA. Don't get me wrong, it'll recover. We'll all recover. But the thing about it is this. This season might be the greatest season in the last quarter century. I'm telling you right now, there are legitimately 9 title contenders in the NBA. And even though Zion and New Orleans wasn't considered to be one of them, you still had people clamoring the opening night for when he was going to play. The fact that that has been delayed, it's just a sizzle that dims to some degree. It'll recapture itself, don't get me wrong, but damn, you were looking forward to 2 things on opening night. The Lakers versus the Clippers Tuesday night. I'll be there. And, of course, Zion opening night. That's what you were looking forward to. One of those opportunities has been stripped from you now.
I get sometimes maybe overly concerned about athletes and injuries. Like, sometimes they just got to play. But in this case, I remember thinking when that sneaker exploded and the knee went in college, like, don't play any more college ball. Like, because we've never seen someone like Zion Williamson. The comps, like you'll talk about Charles Barkley. I brought up Blake Griffin when we first were trying to think of who they remind of, but that's not exactly right either. He is so, like, densely muscular and fast and stop and start at that size and speed. Like, that's why I bring up Derrick Rose. The engine was too big for the frame, you know? And Derrick Rose is, you know,
it was
muscles
really about
on muscles.
him cutting so much.
For sure, but it's the same sort of thing. Like, how much torque and force and stop can the human frame take? And that's the feeling I get from Zion. So,
Max, are you concerned that Zion might be a chronically injured player? Is it too early?
My concern, of course, you have to be concerned about that, because what else can stop Zion Williamson, right? Like, and more than just a concern like any athlete, he's the kind of guy who wants to play. He said playing college ball makes him happy. Like, this is the commitment he needs to make and everything. He's the kind of guy who's going to push the coach constantly and do it in a way that the coach is going to want to play him. So it's going to take enormous discipline from the Pelicans organization, who, let's face it, they got 6 years to make it work with Zion.
Right, they got
right, because then he's out of there. That's what happens in a market like that. Every top guy, like, and then when they see you can't put a championship team around them, even sometimes if you can, then they want to go someplace to amplify their brand, to have a better chance to win. So there's going to be pressure on the Pelicans organization to balance wanting to keep him healthy with getting the most out of him and trying to win at the same time. It's going to take a lot of discipline, you know, for that franchise.
Absolutely. And a franchise that always is dealing with injury. I feel for Alvin Gentry. His entire tenure there's been some star or group of stars that's been hurt. But the good news is right now, we hear from Woj, they feel very confident on his full recovery. We'll see how they handle it, okay?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.